So in the proficiency examinations, it doesn't matter which one you're talking about, proficiency for Cambridge or Michigan, there are some areas of grammar which are very commonly tested. And so it's good to practice with those areas of grammar, especially before the examination period. So let's take a look at 6 of these common grammar areas with 6 questions. Here's question 1. Sports doctors recommend, there's the gap, by anyone who is riding a bicycle. And you see there are 3 choices. So you should pause the video to take as much time as you need to think. And if you're now ready, let's take a look at the answer. A helmet be worn. So you might be thinking, hold on, be worn, why be? Well, it's a good question. And to explain it, let's take a look at the subjunctive, which is quite a weird word, but subjunctive basically means when we use that with the subject, the somebody or something that you see there, and the base form. So we use this after certain verbs. For example, verbs that mean suggest, propose, advise can also mean suggest sometimes. We advise that people not take warm clothes on such a warm day. Recommend and prefer. You can prefer that something happen, the base form of the verb happen, or prefer that something not happen, which is the negative base form. And also, we can use the subjunctive after verbs that mean ask or demand. So you might say that the company insists that all employees be on time every morning. So that's the subjunctive, and as we said, it's an area that examiners prefer to examine in most proficiency examinations. Let's move on to question 2. The gap is at the beginning. Few candidates seem to realize is that the company is only offering temporary positions. Again, pause to take as long as you need, and if you're now ready, here's the answer. What few candidates seem to realize is that the company is only offering temporary positions. So why what? Normally, we think of what as a question word and we use it to ask for information. But sometimes we use the word what in a non-question sentence like this one. And when we use it in that kind of sentence, it means the thing which. So this sentence is saying the thing which few candidates seem to realize is that the company has only temporary positions. So you could say, for example, what I don't understand is how he got home so quickly. And that means the thing that I don't understand. Or what we need is a better plan. In other words, the thing that we need, the thing which we need is a better plan. So what, when it doesn't ask a question, means the thing which or the thing that. Let's go on to number 3. Rarely, and then the gap, in the seas around this island, but they do turn up occasionally. Think about it, pause the video and take your time, and if you're now ready, the answer is C. Rarely are dolphins seen in the seas around this island, but they do turn up occasionally. Again, you might be slightly bemused or unable to make sense of that. as you see, C is really a question form. Are dolphins seen sounds a bit like a question, doesn't it? So a question form of a verb is inversion. Inversion really means that you put a verb in front of a person, and that's normally how in English we make questions. Do you like ice cream? Do is the verb, the help verb, but it's a verb, and we use it before the word you when we ask a question. Do you like ice cream? We can also use inversion when we are not asking questions. We can use inversion to highlight that we are being emphatic in what we are saying. So when you start a sentence emphatically, and when I say emphatically, I mean sometimes we use a word outside its normal position. Rarely, in this sentence that we are looking at, is being used in an unusual position at the beginning of the sentence. And that gives an emphatic flavour to the sentence. We could have said, dolphins are rarely seen in the seas around this island. But by taking the negative word, the rarely, and putting that at the beginning, we're emphasizing. And when you do that, the verb is written as a question. Are dolphins seen? We could say, rarely does it rain in the desert, or rarely are cats friendly with dogs. So, other negative phrases that we can use in this emphatic position with inversion of the verb: never, not once, rarely, seldom, hardly ever, which, as you see, all have a common theme of not often or never, and some other negative phrases too. So we could say, hardly ever does it rain in the desert, or on no account should you use this door if there is no emergency. So inversion again is one of these key areas of grammar. Number 4. The feathers of the male bird are far more colourful than the female. Pause and take your time. And now let's see the answer. Those of. The feathers of the male bird are far more colourful than those of the female. Those here means the feathers. It's a way to avoid repeating a plural noun, is to say those. We could also have said the ones. For example, the books I like most are those which tell about someone's interesting life story. The ones that tell about someone's interesting life story. Number 5. Earthquake scientists can't make precise predictions, so unfortunately we've no idea when, and there you see 3 ways to complete that sentence. As always, take your time by pausing, and now if you're ready, here comes the answer. We've no idea when an earthquake will happen, and that is what we call an indirect question. We're not actually asking a question here, and for that reason we don't need a question form of the verb, which C provides, for example. Let's go on to number 6. Don't stress about it. If you revise the key grammar, the examination be any trouble for you. as always, take your time by pausing. And now if you're ready, here comes the answer again. Shouldn't, if you revise the key grammar, the examination shouldn't be any trouble for you. So why does shouldn't fit here? Well, a special meaning of the word should is will probably. And so we use the subject, somebody or something, with should and the base form. Let's see some examples. My parents should get here by 12, unless the roads are really busy. So my parents will probably get here by 12. It shouldn't rain this afternoon, according to the weatherman. So it will probably not rain this afternoon. So that's a useful way to use the word should, apart from the more obvious meaning, which is this is the thing that you must do, or that I think is a good thing for you to do. Okay, that's it. I hope you found that one of some use.